heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kirusho here, and now, before we do continue, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a few things that were happening. We had Izuku and Bakugo. These two both had a bit of a strange interaction while they were apart. Bakugo, she ran into something odd. She was watching TV, and then strange things started to happen. She started hearing a voice on the TV say her name, and they threw a book through her window whenever they were on the screen. It seemed so strange. Then the glass magically repaired itself, and she tried to tell Izumi about the incident. It just shaked her the wrong way. Nothing about it was normal. And the book, she feels uneasy whenever it's just there. Now, there actually was where Izumi, she tried to somewhat calm Bakugo down, trying to explain it rationally. Paranoia, just the break of the routine, being alone in the house. Yeah, it's easy to understand why she would freak out over some little things. But the book, it made her think otherwise after trying to investigate it. Now, there actually was Izuku and Bakugo. Both of them were out in the forest, and Deku, he had a bit of a strange interaction. He found one of the areas that were infested with, well, foreign members of the environment that the alien species has actually sent to Earth. After Deku tried to just ask Bakugo questions about it, he heard a scream. Afterwards, Deku went running and encountered something odd. He was almost attacked by one of these alien creatures. However, it didn't even exist yet. It was not there. The concept of an alien was there, but seeing it and trying to explain the noises it made, it wasn't possible. And then he actually get a bit of advice from what he believed to be a version of himself. They told him quite simply, if he can try it, he needs to be careful. Don't make a deal with a god. Don't take an offer from a god. And he will let him know this. There are consequences to killing gods. Because some of them aren't exactly immortal. Now, this was strange to hear. Deku, he learned that a god could die, and then he woke up in the forest with a concussion. Now, with that being said, we actually will go over everything else. The rest of the 2 weeks would pass by, and there actually is where Bakugo, he returned, and he is currently having dinner over at Izuku's house. Izumi is there, and Deku and Katsuki, they actually have prepared a bit of a larger meal. And Bakugo, he actually is a bit more excited, since they're all back together again. And Deku, in this amount of time, he has learned the information. He learned that his best friend was here 2 decades longer than he should have been. And it does somewhat shake Deku a little bit. And Bakugo, he can tell from the way that Deku is looking at him, he does want to ask a question. Now, Deku, he actually does just go to look down. Changing the subject, asks them all exactly, what do they think the book is, well, for? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really too sure about that either. Book? Bakugo would say. Him looking up. Oh, right, we forgot to tell you. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. Deku walking over. After standing up, he does go to directly walk over to a bookshelf and pick out the book. Bakugo seeing that its cover is gray, and he's confused. Huh? What is that? We don't know. It's something that isn't normal though. Bakugo said it came flying through the window, and she had an experience with something. Oh god. Is this why you called me here tonight? Is this why we're all here in the same room again? Yes, Bakugo, it is. Listen, I was in the forest. Whenever I was unconscious, I don't know what it was, but something popped up to me. It was cryptic, and it was unsettling to say the least. What are you talking about? Bakugo, I think Izuku's theory about something higher than us is correct. Okay, okay. You seriously can't be agreeing with him, right? Bakugo, listen to me. Is me someone going to step up? I was just going to tell Bakugo that at this point it doesn't seem so strange. I mean, look at the book. It isn't normal. And it was given to them. As far as they've known, this book isn't from this reality. If it is, then clearly it's something either ancient or advanced, since they don't understand how it even works. Now, Bakugo, he actually does have the book get sit down directly in front of him. Him looking at it before going to try and pry it open. And he does find no success. Now, he is a bit annoyed. However, he does go back to eating, expressing that the book, it is very weird. But weird shit is always on the agenda, right? Now, the four, they do somewhat continue. And Bakugo, while he is willing to accept their idea, the part about it being Izuku is what he does find to be strange. Maybe they just put on a familiar face. Or their own? I mean, he knows enough about warfare to know that it's psychologically possible to intimidate your opponent like that. I mean, it's been done before in the past many times for as long as he can remember. So, hmm, interesting. A tactic to think that they're just going crazy is a possibility. I mean, wear the face of your opponent, you're basically just using them as rats in a maze. That he does not like. Hmm. Maybe going insane might have been the better option. Now, there's what Bakugo does think. And he actually is going to somewhat touch the book before going to stand back up. Him going to grab his plate and going to go over to the sink to wash it. As there actually is where everybody, they are all just going to sit down into the living room and talking about exactly what is going to be happening. Now, Deku, he does going to put on the TV. Them deciding on a movie, as everybody, they do just going to start getting a bit more comfortable. Now, they do go through at least one movie, and then another one. And then they all do try to decide about what to do. By this amount of time, they've all just tried to keep things calm and relaxed. Just put that off to the side for right now and try to think. Okay, so if this is a maze, there must be what? Ways to go about things? But that's not right. That's not right. Okay, maybe this metaphor wasn't the exact same. That being what Bakugo does think. And right now, he is a bit concerned. Hmm. Okay, so what could it be? What is it? He knows there's something like this. What is it? called? Now, we do actually have Katsuki, who she is going to directly jump up, ask them exactly if they all should watch a horror movie this time. Hmm? Uh, Katsuki, do you really think that that's a good idea? Hmm? Come on, what are you talking about? I love horror movies. Besides, some of the ones here, they actually do use practical effects and they've gotten way better. Along with that, I mean, a lot of the scenes about violence, they're all real. I mean, some of these guys actually almost get stabbed. That's a bit intense, don't you think? Oh, come on. It's not all that bad. I mean, some of these guys, they, more or less, they do it as a way to just get some extra money. But it doesn't have to always be like that. Some of the props are more realistic. From what I've heard, only a few people have gotten stabbed with actual weapons. Bakugo, that just sounds insane. Okay, but you wanna watch this one? Huh? Now, Izumi does just won't read the concept. And it sounds, well to say the least, a bit horrifying. Now, we do actually have Bakugo, who he does still continue to try and think. Now, we do actually have, well, Katsuki, who she does get to click play, and the movie just goes on starts. As there actually is Deku, who he does talk about how, right now, he actually does think that they do need some popcorn. As he's going to walk towards the kitchen. And there actually is Izumi, who she does decide to try and take a bathroom break. Now, there actually is Balka who does stay sitting down, and he does just somewhat ignore them, since right now, they all aren't his focus. Now, Deku does go into the kitchen, and he actually does go to try and just make some popcorn, along with even thinking about bringing out a few snacks. Maybe, well, break into some of the stuff that they do have that's a bit more, just sugary. Now, Bako, she does come walking in, and she's going to walk over to a cabinet, grabbing a bag of chips out of it, and going to open it up, as Deku is going to turn and look towards her. Him right in front of the microwave, as he has a large bowl and another bag of popcorn. Her going to look at him as Deku is going to turn to and somewhat smile, asking her exactly if she really does think that breaking into those is a good idea. Come on, they're so good though. I know, but didn't we agree on that we were going to be saving those? I could make an exception for movie night. Yeah, see, I'm not too sure if you can. What do you mean? Well, I was thinking that we could watch more movies tomorrow. I know you had a pretty fair amount on your watch list. Mm-hmm. I did. And that movie out there is one of the horror movies I was telling you about. Really? You're not too sure we shouldn't just call it quits? Hmm? Really? Why? You scared? No, I'm not. I've seen scarier things. Remember that? Hmm, maybe you're right. Now, Bakugo and Deku, they do just go to someone smile at each other. And right now, their actions where Deku does someone look over towards the living room. Bakugo, he's sitting down and still in deep thought. And Uzumishi is still in the bathroom. Now, Deku does look towards Bakugo. And he does get to tell her that it seems odd, doesn't she think? What do you mean? Well, I'm just saying. We're starting to have a new normal. Don't get too attached. I know, but it's just, it's nice. Really? Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, sure, it changes every now and then, but maybe one day it'll stop. I don't know. Bucko, he's been here for a lot longer than we have. And what if that happens to one of us? Or the rest of us? Yeah, that might be hard to deal with. Now, we do actually have Azumi, who she was gonna walk out of the bathroom, and she did go to wash her hands. Her walking back in, as she was trying to think about what exactly to do. Okay, so this movie, it's gonna be a little bit creepy. Why did it have to be creepy? A wartime setting and a monster? That sounds horrifying. Okay, so just try to stick this one out, Izumi. Maybe if you need to, just, fall asleep. Try to get comfy. Okay, right. Now, she's gonna just want to stop after hearing the microwave go to beep. And Deku is gonna turn back around to open it up and pull out the bag. Him continuing to talk. I mean, seriously. This place isn't that bad. You're right. Hmm? What's going on? I mean, it could be a lot worse. You're also right about that. But what do we do in case we do just stop jumping one day? I don't know. I mean, isn't it just odd? Yeah, maybe. But I don't think we'll ever stop. You don't? Personally, no. And I'm also terrified. You're terrified? Yeah. Because if it doesn't stop, we always go to different versions of ourselves, right? We live their time. We live their lives, their bodies, their realities. I mean, you said it for yourself. What? Time passes differently? We've talked about this before. It was 3 years for us and 2 years for them. Bakugo spent 20 years here. 21 years. And what? We pop up now? And all of a sudden he'll just jump? That means that somehow we're all connected to this. If we always pop up in realities with each other or alone, we might just be able to jump to another realities soon. That makes sense, Izuku, but I'm just concerned. I am too. Because if that's the case, then I've had a startling idea. Hmm? What are they talking about? Is it the idea I think it is? Yeah, I've told you it before, but do you think that it would really be possible? Izuku, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, if my theory is right, then if we're jumping through different bodies, living their time, not able to age naturally, like to die, doesn't that make us immortal? Now, Izumi is going to somewhat hear that word. It thrown out so casually. Immortal? Are you fucking serious? If they were immortal, they wouldn't be able to be wounded. They would not be able to be killed like a normal person. They'd have these extraordinary abilities and powers. They would be themselves. Here's what I'm trying to think. A god. Now, Izumi, yeah. That idea in her mind, the moment those words clicked, they would be a god if they were immortal. And if they're living through different timelines, are they going to jump into versions of themselves who are gods? But if that's the case, that could cause some seriously messed up shit to happen, right? Now, Izumi, she actually is somewhat cut from her focus. When she does go to look up and see Bakugo and Deku right next to each other. Bakugo, she actually is going to hold on to the bowl of popcorn, as she actually does tell Deku about a few other things. And she just tries to at least express her own theories. And Izumi, she actually is going to watch as Bakugo, she's going to look over towards the couch. And Bakugo, he's still sitting there, putting the pieces together in his own head. As we actually have our Izumi, she's going to look back towards Deku. And she actually is very surprised. She does watch it. For a minute, she thinks that it just might be because of her angle, but it's it's there, right in front of her. Izuku and Katsuki. And they're locked into a hand being put on her shoulder. Izumi? Huh? What? Are you okay? But how did you... Are you okay? Yeah. Izumi, are you good? Her gonna turn her head to see Deku? Huh? But wait, she was just... No, that... Huh? I... I'm not sure. You were just staring out into space. Are you... alright? No. Weren't you two just in the kitchen? I mean, we were, but I saw you and I asked you what's up. Izumi. Now, Deku, he actually is standing there in the hallway with a bowl of popcorn. Full. I mean, no, wait. It should have still been in there for a minute or two, but okay, that think logically. That would still give them plenty of time, but the fact that she no wait, how would that even okay, if she truly just zoned out, then maybe, just maybe, she would have lost all that focus. But the way it felt, just seeing those two as a crystal clear image, and then just behind her in less than a second. That's that's not right, is it? The three, they would actually go back over to the couch and sit down, and they would start to watch the movie. It seems to be a bit of a slow start. Okay, it opens up, nice and dark, and just very much setting the tone. Bullets are flying everywhere, and all of a sudden, on one side, it just stops. And then there's the aftermath. The troops roll in and take the area. But what they find is, to say the very least, disturbing. Now, it does continue, and there actually is somewhere around 40 or so minutes into the movie, where the four, they are all watching as the monster finally does make an appearance. And it is somewhat surprising. As Balko, she actually just goes to jump and grab onto both Izuku and Izumi. Her doing so as she's just going to hold on with an iron grip. And Deku, he does get to laugh. As Bakugo, he actually is going to turn and smile. And he is going to look back towards the screen. As the moment he does, the monster, the thing on all fours, and with its strange, toothy mouth, it was going from looking at the troops to turning its head towards them? What the hell? Now, the monster is going to turn its head and start to walk towards them. As the camera angle, it didn't change. It's still there. Guys, what the hell is that? Now, Balko just going to stand up, pulling her gun from her waistband and shooting directly at the TV. And the moment that it actually does happen, the bullet is going to fly through it. And the screen goes completely black. As so does the room. Now, there actually is where Izumi is going to scream, before going to jump up and running over to the light switch, turning it back on using her phone. Now, Bako, yeah. To say that he was a bit rattled by what he just saw, that was some actual proof. And it's hard to dispute what the hell just happened. Now, it is so intense. They don't know what to do. Okay, so shit is going wrong now. That's just fucking great. Now, we do actually over the four, they do somewhat try to understand what happened. And they actually do go to walk out of the living room, which is their first mistake. Since the TV screen, it is going to form back together. The spot resealing as the screen is going to turn back on. However, this time, there's no sound. The sound, the orchestra, it's all completely stopped. And right now, there actually is with the monster that's going to bring its hands up and onto the TV, or at least the screen on the other side, as it is going to bring its large talon-like hands up to wrap around and through the TV. And we know actually where the four they are in the kitchen talking. Okay, that's the type of shit I was talking about. Okay, clearly that was bullshit. It shouldn't have done that. Are you kidding me? Are you saying that you shouldn't have looked at us? Walked at us? Okay, no. All I'm saying is it's a possibility now shit's going wrong. You think now it's a possibility. I should fucking clock you for not listening to me. Hey, Izumi, calm down. I'm not gonna calm down. I told him shit was going wrong. Izuku said something and he thought we were crazy. Bucko, he just won't raise his voice, talking about how he didn't think they were fucking crazy. He doesn't even know if he's not even fucking crazy. Now, a large shouting match does go to someone ensue. And right now, it's a bit stupid. All four of them, they're clearly freaking the fuck out. And this amount of stress, it is just a bit overwhelming. Since anything can happen. And right now, something is happening. And the four, they don't even really realize it until somebody is going to look back into the living room. Since they were just going to walk away and leave the house. However, there actually was the creature. It halfway sticking out of the TV, as it's going to turn its head and look directly at them. And there actually was Bakugo, who still, with a gun in her hand, does going to directly start firing off shots at it. As the other three do go to pull their weapons and go to fire. And the creature, yeah. This just pisses it off a bit more. Since those bullets, they're gonna fucking hurt. Now, the creature just won't shriek. And there actually is where the book on the table, it actually is gonna somewhat fly open. And right now, it's a bit weird. The book turned black. And they actually noticed it. It was... Wait, no. It was... What? Wait. It was another color, but... They know what color it was, but... It's not supposed to be... What? Now, the four, they do feel something strange. As there actually was where Bucko, she tried to move backwards, going to actually bring her hand up and onto the table. As when she's going to look backwards and see the book, she actually going to someone turn and go to directly bring her hand up to try and grab it, thinking that maybe this is the solution. Since, hey, they have a weapon to fight the monster. However, the moment she's going to grab it, there actually was where she's going to pull it over and towards her body. And the moment she's going to turn the book directly outwards, it sucked Deku and Bakugo inside. And Izumi, yeah, she saw that. As Bakugo, she actually started to feel her fingers get pulled in. And she was just going to drop the book as she was sucked inside as well. Izumi actually watching the book hit the floor before she was trying to turn and run, being pulled inside as the book is going to slam close and disappear. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And to have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.